Hey everyone, this is Kelly Cahoot, and I'm excited to be here for Honeybee Stamps. And we are taking part in the Tuesday Throwdown, and this week's theme is something clear. So I did like whole card shaker cards using stamp organization pockets. The first thing I did was ink up my background stamp with some Versamark sticky ink. I'm making sure that stamp is good and juicy. And then I'm going to apply some anti-static powder to some heavyweight vellum. I'm going to stick that right onto that background stamp and add a small sheet of paper, and this makes it a lot easier for me to run my fingers over that stamp to make sure that I have good coverage of that sticky ink. I'm going to apply some Ranger Princess Gold embossing powder. I love this embossing powder because it's not your bright, shiny, in-your-face gold. It's a little more subtle, but still beautiful. I'm going to shake off that embossing powder and then use my heat tool, make sure it's good and hot, and then use that to set the embossing powder. For the second card, I'm going to stencil it instead of using a background stamp, and I'm just going to use my Juicy Versamark ink pad and just go right over the top of that stencil. I'm going to add the same gold embossing powder and shake that off, and then heat set it exactly the way that I did with the first one. I love watching those stars turn shiny and smooth. And for the first one, the sentiment, I'm going to use the large thanks die, and I coated that with embossing powder 3 times and heat set it to make it nice and shiny and smooth and chunky. And this is where I get into making the actual pocket. I inserted my vellum piece into a stamp pocket, and I'm using my fuse heat tool to seal up the sides, and the sequins that I'm adding are Honeybee Mix sequins. And those are found in the Honeybee Stamp Shop. I'm going to trim down all 3 sides after they're all nicely sealed. I love the way that those Honeybee sequins look with that gold embossing powder. And I'm using the Happy Everything stamp set. I love this stamp set because you could use it for all different types of occasions. You have Happy Birthday, which I'm using today, and Happy Anniversary, Happy Everything, You Make Me Happy. There's just tons of different ways to use this set. I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool and apply powder to that strip of turquoise paper. I'm going to ink that up with some Versamark sticky ink, and I'm going to use the same gold embossing powder over that turquoise paper and then heat set that as well. Add that right onto the front of my little shaker pocket there and trim off the edges from the sides. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy Xyron machine because I want this thanks that's the shadow piece to that other part that I embossed. I want that to be super sticky on that vellum, and I didn't want liquid glue to ooze out from the sides, so I used that Xyron sticker maker. And I'm just going to put some Ranger Multi-Medium in the matte finish on the back of that embossed die cut. Give it a little wipe down there. And here is a close-up of those beautiful dies and sequins, as well as the Happy Everything sentiment set. All the supplies can be found in the description box below, as well as honeybeestamps.com. Make sure you check out the Honeybee Stamps blog and the Tuesday Throwdown blog. Talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.